Hello friends, we get asked all the time from people who are considering moving or relocating here to the Big Island.
What is the cost of living like in Hawaii? Is it really that expensive?
Well, we have talked about this subject in the past, and today we're going to run a comparison between the true cost of living between Kailua Kona and Seattle, Washington. Why do you think Seattle, Washington? Well, the state of Washington has the highest concentration of people who are moving here to the Big Island. So we want to use that as a good comparison. We thought it would give you the facts on what various monthly living expenses are and see for yourself if Kona is too expensive for you or can you make it work. Yes, it is really expensive to live in Hawaii, and we think you should know as much as possible before you pack your bags and move across the pond to find your slice of paradise. So let's get started and begin with rents. According to Search Labs AI, the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Seattle is around $2,275 per month, and a two-bedroom would run you about $3,100 per month. Surprisingly, rents here in Kona are somewhat the same, with a one-bedroom apartment running you about $2,000 per month and a two-bedroom apartment running you about $2,800 a month. With Seattle, you have a large pool of rental opportunities, and here in Kona, not so much. It is a challenge to find a good rental and could take you months to locate one, even if you could find one. You need to check out Renting in Hawaii, the do's and don'ts. We just did a video on renting in Hawaii, and if you are considering moving here and renting before buying, you owe it to yourself to check out that video. Next up, let's talk about utilities. Well, there's not too much difference in some of these costs, like internet, phone service, and water. However, electricity is a major monthly expense here, and let's break those numbers down for you. Seattle pays 13.9 cents per kilowatt hour, with the national average for electricity being 17.7 cents per kilowatt hour. Well, hold on to your pants. Here is where the prices get crazy. The average cost for a kilowatt hour of electricity in Kailua Kona is 46.52 cents per kilowatt hour. That's almost 4 times the cost as in Seattle. The average monthly electric bill in Seattle runs you about $150 per month and about $1,836 a year. In Kona, the average monthly electric bill could run you about $489 per month, with an annual cost of about $5,868. Wow! Yes, electric usage here in Hawaii is expensive, to say the least. Now, we live in an 1,800 square foot home and have 36 solar panels. Our monthly electric bill runs us on average about $120 per month, with a significant savings since we are running our AC 365 days a year. So if you are planning on moving here and purchasing a home, consider getting solar installed to offset those high monthly electric bills. It'll save you thousands. And checking gas prices here via Gas Buddy, the average cost for a gallon of gas in Seattle in November of 2024 is currently $4.19 per gallon. And in Kailua Kona, our average gas prices for unleaded gas runs you about $4.50 per gallon. Recently, I purchased gas at Costco for $4.19 per gallon, and Safeway had it for $3.99 per gallon. So if you shop around, you could find lower gas prices than the monthly average here, especially if you have a Costco card and a Safeway Savers card. Talking about vehicles and gas prices, let's talk about auto insurance. The average cost for a full coverage auto insurance in Seattle runs you about $1,947 a year. And in Kailua Kona, that will run you only about $1,587 per year. According to Search Lab AI, the national average for full coverage for auto insurance is about $2,458 a year. So with auto insurance, you will save a few dollars here living in Kailua Kona. Now, that's depending upon your age, driver history, type of vehicle. These prices all could vary. Continue Continuing on to insurance conversations, now let's talk about health insurance. Yeah, that's a big one here. According to SearchLab AI, the average cost for health insurance for a single individual in Seattle runs you about $466 per month. And in Kailua Kona, that cost will run you about $469 per month. So there is hardly any differences between monthly out-of-pocket costs for health insurance expenses. Not having enough doctors here is a little bit of a challenge, and a good number of people here who need major surgeries must go to Honolulu for those services. Again, if you are moving or relocating here and have medical needs, please do your homework and whether or not the type of doctor you need is located here on the island. Now, let's dive into grocery prices. And this could be a tricky one because everyone eats differently. So in order to be fair and provide the same real numbers, we went online to a source called Numio and did a comparison with Seattle versus Hilo grocery prices. With Kona being a smaller community, we could not find a cost per cost comparison of cities, and Hilo is on the Big Island and is only about 90 minutes away. So we decided to use Hilo and Seattle as a comparison for those numbers. So let's get started with milk. Seattle gallon price of milk is $4.53. Hilo's $7.24. A loaf of bread in Seattle, $4.13. In Hilo, $6.30. Eggs in Seattle, a dozen will run you $4.59 a dozen. In Hilo, that's $10.99 a dozen. Ouch. Oranges, Seattle, $2.22 per pound, and in Hilo, $4.50 per pound. Tomatoes, Seattle, $2.64 a pound. In Hilo, $5 per pound. Lettuce, in Seattle, $2.55 a head. In Hilo, $4.50 a head. Chicken fillets, Seattle, $6.78 per pound. In Hilo, $9.16 per pound. Now, Seattle does have a larger selection of grocery stores to pick and choose from, and there are only really two large grocery chains here on the Big Island, Safeway and KTA. You may be familiar with Safeway because they're all over the United States, but KTA is a local grocery store here in Hawaii. Don't forget, everything, just about everything we consume here or use, for the most part, has to be shipped in, and that drives our cost significantly. Yes, we have Target and Walmart here. However, they don't have a fresh meat department, nor do they stock everything like you would find on the mainland in those stores. We typically shop at Costco for all of our meats and regularly consumed items like paper towel, toilet paper, and find the Costco prices here the same as the mainland because their monthly saving booklets apply to all Costco stores wherever they're at. So make sure you keep that in mind. If you are planning on moving here, you may want to keep that Costco card, or you may want to join that organization and become a member. Now, on home prices, again, this is where there's a big difference in pricing. The median sales price for a single family home in Seattle in October 2024 was $862,000. And in Kailua Kona, the median sales price for a single family home will run you $1.3 million. Yes, our home prices are high for many reasons, and the biggest one is supply and demand. Yes, we have more people wanting to buy here than we have homes to sell. So home prices continue to soar as a result. We are by far one of the most expensive cities with regards to home prices and do not see that changing anytime in the future. So will $50,000 a year salary or $75,000 a year salary be enough to live in Hawaii? Well, you could, but the quality of life may not be the same as it is on the mainland. Many young people try it and find it extremely challenging since we have very little employment opportunities except in the hospitality, food and beverage industries, and the medical field. According to Consumer Affairs, you need to earn $87,000 per year as a single person in Seattle to live comfortably. And in Kailua Kona, that number jumps to $95,000. Wow. Home ownership, electricity, groceries are all much more expensive here than in Seattle, Washington, and everything else seems to be about a wash for the most part. We hope this information was beneficial in making a decision on the possibilities of moving or relocating here to Kailua Kona, Hawaii. Don't forget, home prices on the Hilo side are half of what they are on the Kona side. So if you want to live in paradise and you don't have deep pockets to buy a home here in Kona, we would suggest Hilo side of the island as an alternative for you. We've got plenty of clients living over there and they love it. If you found this video helpful or useful, can you hit the like button so other folks like yourself can find us here on our channel? Want more information about living in Kailua Kona or the Big Island? Then smash that bell and hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified when we post new videos. Thanks again for watching. Have a blessed week. Mahalo, nui loa, aloha.